Good morning. Today is Thursday, July 1st, 2021, and I am finally backpacking again. This is the slowest start to my season ever, so normally I get a couple trips in by now. I had a 5-dayer planned out in Utah in May, but unfortunately on Mother's Day I got into a pretty bad ski accident and I had 4 ribs over here that were fractured, so that obviously put the kibosh on that, and I still cannot sleep on the side at night, but definitely getting better. So I am definitely ready to get out. I am at the Lost Creek Wilderness. Great thing about this area is it's about a 2-hour drive outside of Denver. Today we'll call it 2 hours 30 minutes. I took a wrong turn and it's dirt roads, and it was funny, my drive up here, like I know I've been here before, but it did not look familiar to me at all until I got within a quarter mile of here. So some information about the area. Gorgeous area. I've already seen belongings from people at a couple areas, and again I'm just getting to the trailhead. Parking's a quarter mile over there, but huge area, so there are tons of route options in here. So I am prepared to do up to 3 nights out here, and I'm going to try it this time. I've done it before clockwise. I'm going to go counter, but I'm going to try a couple different trails this time. Some I've done before, others I have not, so see how it goes. So all right, excited to be out here, glad to be out here. Surprised, no one up on the drive. Parking lot is pretty good. I think it's going to be packed to the gills Saturday. You could actually come to a trailhead like this and not be able to park. It does happen. So I thought I'll leave on a Thursday. And Denver, I know a lot of the country right now has some really horrific heat going on. Denver is extremely mild. It's been raining, 80s. Up here it's going to be 70s. Chance of rain was pretty positive for today. Another reason I came, I thought, you know what, I'll deal with it. I'll get here, I'll park. So I'm hoping to be able to get some good miles in today. The whole route's about 35 if I do the big one. So I would like to get 10 today, but obviously weather will dictate that. And water, red reports, I know the bugs are bad here, and there are sections where there is none. Beginning of this hike there will be where I'm going, and it's not an issue now. So all right, I'll check in once I kind of get to some intersections and really get going. But a general 360, and again, this is literally right at the trailhead. So there'll be a fork up here ahead, and you get to choose your direction and go. All right, so I'm very early into the hike, and don't let this water level fool you. And this is pretty high from what I've seen in the past, so it has been raining here. So again, beginning of the hike, if you were to forget water or need it, no problem, you're going counterclockwise, this will disappear. So I'm not gonna be worried about it now, but once I get to my camp area, I'll definitely start looking at it. That's actually pretty high from what I've seen before. Easy to follow trail. I'm now in the shade. Very pleasant, probably in the low 60s. Haven't seen or heard anyone. And another thing about this hike is it's not really rich in what I call wildlife, or at least the kind that you know are excited about. But still a great hike. Beautiful, gorgeous water. It's also fishable, so a lot of people will come here and go in a few miles, camp out, and fish. So you'll notice on my strap, trying something new. So trying to have a water bottle where I can just grab it immediately. So when you wear a pack, it's generally easy to get it, but to stuff it back in can kind of be a pain in the tail. So haven't needed any water yet, but so far so good. All right, starting to go uphill now. So I'm now starting to go uphill for about 15 minutes now. So I've passed my first established campsites. Excuse me. You can see there's more down there if you want to fish and kind of hang out. So maybe about 2.5 miles into the hike, but awesome views already. And I am heading in that general direction. Trail's super easy to read, conditions are great. So feel really good. It gets weird there. I've not heard a single sound from people or seen them. even in the sites that are through here. So I remember the last time I was here a couple of years ago, doing it the other way, this area was absolutely just packed with people. So I bet when I come back, it definitely will. But feeling good, weather is good, so gonna keep pressing on. All right, about 90 minutes in the hike. I've passed 2 groups now, coming the other way, so they are on the way out. If you do look ahead of me, definitely in a forest, but you can see weather if you look over that peak right there. So about the past half hour, clouds been building up. And again, I did think it was going to rain today, so my objective was hopefully make it to the first big intersection, make my left-hand turn, and start looking for a site. And I'm seeing really one right over there. So I definitely have a long ways to go, but I can now tell, and you can even feel it in the air. Colorado's not really a humid place, but on days like today in the hills, you can feel it. So again, coming a little bit. Trail's finally starting to go downhill, so it's been a lot of ups and downs, but you can recover, so very easy to do, and very pleasant weather so far. So hopefully I'll get a view of the vista here in a bit. All right, so I have been here before. In fact, last time there was people camped out here, but cool little area. Historic buildings right here, so 1891, 1913. Tight squeeze with a pack on, but wow, that is a real fireplace right there. Different rooms. There's definitely multiple people lived here. Stairs are gone, the bed frames. Yeah, it needs some work. Definitely cool. That tells you there's probably back there at times water availability. That one is completely gone over there. And then over here, a little more simple. Does have another story up there. Somebody left their pajamas. Yeah, definitely cool. All right, so the trail is back that way, so time to get back on the trail. All right, still surrounded by weather, not pounding yet. So I literally just came from over there, kind of like a horseshoe. So from there, over there, around, up here, now going that way. So I am hoping to pretty soon get down in elevation and find a site for the day, but still got to enjoy the views. I'm just not shooting a lot of video because I'm worried it may start opening up here. And we've had some pretty bad thunder. Haven't seen really the lightning yet, but and then a look ahead. So there's some blue sky, so it's kind of patchy, but you never know when you're high in the mountains. All right, so I'm at my first big intersection. So I'm going to be staying on the Goose Creek Trail, which is that way. And I believe it's about another 3 miles till my next intersection. And that was my original daily goal, was get within that sign. And then that's a good day, because I want to say this is about 7 miles. That's about 10. So if I'm doing about 35, that's good for the day. And it's not horrific out. Again, you can see it's raining, but it's not that bad. So, all right, I'm going to keep heading on Goose Creek Trail. Nice view. And the flowers just started popping up here. Means they get good sunshine. Rain like they are now, but sweet view. So coming from that direction down there, still going uphill. I feel like I'm getting really lucky with the weather. I'm like right in the middle of it, but as long as the weather's okay, I'm gonna keep pressing on. I'd say I got about another 2.5 miles till I get to my signpost, unless I see a really nice site prior to then. But otherwise, if I can get weather like this, keep on rolling. All right, just after 12:30, can still hear thunder. Awesome view behind me. Still gaining elevation. So Refrigerator Gulch is actually this way below. I've been over there before, but awesome views. Cool thing about this area. And the clouds are still there, but the thunder is coming from that way. And you can see it's definitely a uphill climb. So still going that way, but hopefully about an hour or so I'll be up my sign in an area where I can start looking for a site. But I also do want to be by water, obviously at high elevation, not going to see any, so that'll be my objective. But when you get the views like this, yeah, if it's not raining on you, take a few minutes, chill out and enjoy it. All right, I don't want to jinx myself, but I think I hit maximum elevation for today. So it's flattened out. I've been going down for a little bit now, but otherwise, up until 15 minutes ago, from the other side, it is all uphill. Topography's changing a little bit too. Open meadow for the first time. You can tell it has been raining here. So it actually is a little bit wetter here. Smells great. All the flowers, the pollens, I can tell it's gonna hit my allergies. But a little denser in here as well. So I'm gonna be quiet after this video and keep my eyes peeled for animal life. But I'm gonna predict I'm within about a mile of the next sign. All right, very pleasant hiking right now. Second pile of moose scat. Looks relatively fresh. Good pile too. Granted, it's been raining, but I've seen 2 of those, and I am thinking this does seem like I use the word moosey area. Just by the way, the setup isn't here, so at any time, boom, something could rise. Cool topography, the way the rocks are here. Really unique. So I believe this part of the trail is new to me. Like I said, I've done many of them here, but this part is not looking too familiar to me right in here. But I should be coming to some sites soon. And I've passed a couple, but I'm like, you know what? Since it's not raining on me, let's see if I can make it to the sign. And then my hope is as well, since it is wet, that I will be able to, more moose right there, that I will be able to find a spot by water. It's nice to be able to set up, you know, do your chores and stuff like that. But I'm still going to call it a pretty day here. My confidence level that the weather won't change at any time is, well, 0. It will. I'm counting on it, but I feel pretty good now. So you can see the wet areas here are definitely wet. I've gone off a couple of wooden bridges. So I'm thinking I gotta be getting close here soon. The trail is very open, and this is definitely the easier part now that it's flattened out. But here's an example. You come to areas like this where it's all wet, but you're here, deal with it. All right, I'll check in once I find my site. All right, there's actually a site right over here, and this is the best water I've seen, so I'm gonna go ahead and camel up, as they say right now. Hopefully this works the way I want it to. I'm going to pre-filter with this. Hopefully it holds water. No? Probably not. Alright, I'm going to pour water into here, put it into here, and then filter it. So I was going to show you a quick video of it, but I don't think it's going to be that quick, so I'll check in once I'm done with my water. Alright, so I just filled up on water. I figured since I don't know this area very well here, actually not at all, I don't want to go to a spot where it dries up and there is none. But look, you can start to see sites that are in here now. And I have not seen anyone. I've seen 2 groups today, 1 of 3, and 1 of probably about 6, but that was a couple hours ago. So, and they were both heading back. So I'm hoping, again, to see this sign soon so I can say, all right, I hit my objective and get camp set up soon. So I'll let you take a look once I get there. Good evening. It is night 1 of the trip, and the last 20 minutes of my hike, it was raining the heaviest of the day. So I actually was soaked, and the trail is literally right on the other side of the water. And I went by this, and then I saw the sign, and I came immediately back and said, I got to set up. So I set my tent up, obviously, over here. No widowmakers. Didn't make much of a difference. It's wet right there. It's still very open right here. But I did it so fast to get the rain cover on my stuff in here. I forgot to put these 2 clips on, so I just fixed that. So I've only been out for about 5 minutes now. Got dinner going. I don't know what kind of window I'm going to have, so I figured I better get it going. And it is 5. I didn't have lunch, so it's a good time to eat. But I literally am using my chair not to sit in, but just to keep my stuff off the ground. You could hear that squirrel a couple minutes ago. I had stuff I'm setting up, and I had my bag of Fritos right here. I caught that guy literally halfway here on that log, coming right for him. So I will not be leaving any food out. I wouldn't do that anyway. But even as I'm cooking, I have everything over here. I'll sleep here. I'll move my bear vault later after I get cleaned up, washed up, and I'll put that somewhere probably way over here. Haven't seen anyone come by. I think I'm probably the latest person out here on the trail today. And in this area, there's another guy right there. Not the same one. They're all over. All right, he's kind of running there. Yeah, you're a little, you can tell, established sites. So again, to come here, there's, it's not a permit, it's more of a registration, and then it's just all open. But when you do come, you want to look for sites like this because they've already been kind of environmentally reduced. So use the same ones, don't make new ones. And then again, it was raining, so I had lost all interest in being real selective. But this is a nice site. This is not for me. It won't be for me. So I've got homemade chili going. So one of the things that I like to do is I get a dehydrator. I make my own meals. I hate the mountain house. I don't eat out of a bag. Look at that. I got a titanium plate or bowl right there, silverware. So it is in that foil pouch right now. So I only use fuel for maybe about 4 minutes, get that going. Since I am at altitude, I'm going to give that at least 15 minutes, probably even closer to 20. So it's nice just walking around and warming up, because again, all my stuff in there, I normally dry it out, but since the tent wasn't totally put together, I couldn't do that. So I'll adjust that later as well. And I did check my electronics, that I brought a cord for my cell phone. I am using that for the first time in the All Trails app. So a lot of things to check out later tonight. I have a feeling it's probably going to be a rainy night. It's going to be dark here, but definitely nice and peaceful. And the last thing I'm noticing in this area is during the winter, keep in mind, there's probably 3 feet of snow in here. Look at all the rubs. Sorry, you can tell I need to drink up. Rubs are just all over. So again, in the dead of winter, probably 3 feet of snow in here. So the last thing I'll say about coming to Lost Creek Wilderness is the nice thing, it is July, there is no snow here. If you go to other areas of Colorado at this time of year, like the Four Pass Loop, it's called the Rio Alto Loop, there'll be snow there probably at 12.5 on some of the real steep pitches facing north. So sometimes you're all excited to go out and it's muddy and it's not. But this area, not that problem outside of the rain. So all right, be able to let you get a glimpse of dinner, but otherwise I'm going to keep moving around and checking out the spites. All right, sprinkling again a little bit, and it's getting really dark here. It's only 5:20. So here's the chili. Turned out great. I even made my own dehydrated cheese. You go to Wally World, get the cheese that's in the block, really thin, slice it, put it on mats where you can soak up the oil. Do it for about 12 hours. It worked. I found, I'm going to assume this is an illegal structure. People probably come out here and hunt moose, do it illegally. But you can look at even the detail over here where there's like 9 cord they're using to keep these rafters up. Like here's one right here. So who knows how long this has been here, but it's just far enough off the trail where you really wouldn't know that it's here. And it looked like they tried some other things over here as well. Interesting. And another site here. But again, good dinner. So I'm going to try to chow this down because I'm thinking I got a half hour of light. So I will do that. And I did bring a couple of beers. And even though it's cold right now, I said, yeah, why not? So I'm enjoying that with my dinner as well. So, all right, I'm going to get cleaned up, get ready for the night. Looking forward to getting all cozy. Because again, it's actually pretty chilly out here right now. But you can see I'm in a giant bowl area and the trail is over there. Well, good evening. It's a little noisy right now. I'm getting my own fireworks show up here in the mountains. There you go. Every now and then you can hear a really good one. That was a small one. So it started to rain on me just as I was cleaning up and came down pretty good. This is actually less. So definitely glad I have my shelter set up. Got clean clothes on. The only thing I forgot was another thermal. So this is actually a hiking jersey, but it will work. Look at my map. So I started today at Goose Creek, and this is 6.3 miles to the intersection. I decided to keep going on the trail. I am now literally right here at the intersection of the next trail. I'm next to water. It's a good spot. So tomorrow I will be on the Wigwam Trail, and I'll take that to Brookside McCurdy. So again, I'm attempting to do what I would call the far outside loop. I've done the insides before, so I'm probably going to fire up my Kindle, and I'm not going anywhere now, so I'm in here. So I will see you in the morning. Good morning. It is day 2, and it's about 7:30 in the morning. Can't really sit anymore, but I've been up for about 25 minutes. Tent is over there. It rained the entire night. Everything here is absolutely soaked. Good news is I do have some bluebird ahead of me. The sun is trying to peek through, but at 10,000 feet in the forest, it probably won't hit me until 9, and hopefully that's when I'm going out. I have all my clothes on right now. It is cold and everything is kind of wet, so trying to get warmed up. So I am having a muffin bomb today for breakfast. So I freezer bag, make my own oatmeal, dehydrate muffin, put one in there, rehydrate, and you can see I have a cup of coffee that is at the full 20 ounces. So I'm going to warm up, have a good breakfast. I may lay out some of my tent items, especially the canopy roof, to see if I can dry that out. But otherwise, I'm just thankful that it's not raining right now. Again, it did most of the night, and it was always dripping all night long, but overall not too bad. So it just feels great to be in the sunlight right now. All right, so it's just a touch past 9 a.m. And again, if you do kind of step out into some areas, there's some sunshine. So hopefully I'll have some of this in my hike. I literally still feel it was so damp last night that I'm definitely damp all over. So I'm hoping to walk some of this off. I'm leaving my thermals on as well, just because I think it's gonna be a pretty wet hike today. A lot of water, crossings, it could be a little bit muddy, slippery as well. So definitely gonna be some areas where it's not a fast hike. Great water supply. Didn't really grow from when I got here yesterday. And again, here's the trail, and the sign was not too far going this way. So overall, pretty good sight. No one has walked by, no real noises. So I'll take a quick shot when I get to the sign, which I believe is the Wigwam Trail. All right, so I'm only 2 minutes into my hike, 3 huge piles of moose droppings, and I did have to cross this marsh right here, kind of wet and yucky. But look at this, this still smells. That is a moose that is not that old. You can see the giant hoof right there. Not that old at all. The hair, it smells. So this is got the flies on it. Maybe a week and change. Ooh, oh yeah, she smells all right. Here is the other hoof. So when you do come through this area, it definitely has a mountain lion element with the rocks and all that. Sweet little beaver dam over here. Huh, I think that's the first time I've ever seen a semi-fresh kill before. Yeah, definitely still smells there. Good meal for a mountain lion. Wow, that thing stinks. Okay, so cool to see, but it lets you know you are out in the wilderness here. All right, so I'm now at the sign. So this is when it's good to always look at your map. So I am going to go this way here, and I'm also using the All Trails app on my phone for the first time. So it's kind of tracking me as well, and it has a lifeline, so kind of cool. But all right, so probably like to get going. That area was completely marshy, so I am completely soaked. And there's logs that were set up. At some point it was like, it's not even worth trying to stay on top of them and just sort of immerse yourself in the hike. So all right, hopefully I'll get nice weather like this today. I will not count on it at all, but time to get going that way. All right, next sign. So I'm making decent progress, a half hour into it. So again, I'm on the Wigwam Trail, and I'm gonna guess, since it's kind of marshy, that there's probably good water once you get to this area. So I'm probably carrying more than I need, but oh well. So far, it's been a very dense forest. It looks like it's finally starting to open up a little bit. So I'd kind of like to have a good 30 minutes into here, where I get some direct sunlight. You can see my feet are soaked. But definitely pretty, and absolutely a moose bog area. That whole area there has the running water. You can hear it. Gorgeous. Definitely feel the solitude out here. All right, so the last 20 minutes has actually been downhill. Definitely in a thick forest. I've had two groups pass me the other way. One was a solo backpacker, and the other was, I'll call them kids, probably 3 people in their 20s. So I am using a solar charger on my backpack, so this is obviously the time when not really going to get a lot of juice out of that right now. But it's not an urgent thing, it's more of I can do it later, or I'll have it on there throughout the day, assuming I don't walk into thunderstorms again. And guess what? Looks like I'll have a view here of the meadow I cut through here. Kind of like it was yesterday, patchy. Oh wow, big meadow opened up here. Okay. Nice, beautiful area. So there should be running water in there as well. I'll probably take my first break here in about 15 minutes or so, if I can find a spot where it's just nice to rest. But very pretty view. All right, so I just made it out into the field, and there's a little bit of a breeze now, which actually feels nice. Might not be able to see, but directly behind me over here, that is definitely a structure. Looks like a camp over there and a camp over there. So maybe a 360 of where I'm at. So I've been coming down now for a good half hour. I think I bottomed out, so eventually I will be going up again. Big general direction is through the saddle area over there, not the lowest point, probably more like right there. And a couple raindrops. All right. So as soon as I can hear some running water, maybe a little bench area, I'll take my first break for the day. But definitely single track. Feels kind of nice to be out in the open. No sunlight, but it is what it is. Hailstorm. I'm gonna head off trail up here and go ahead and get my gear on so I can stay dry and keep my backpack dry. I don't think it's gonna be here that long, but it's enough where it's cold and annoying. And it just so happened to be, and I'm in the middle of a giant meadow. So, all right, find this log over here, get suited up. Well, all right, that was kind of fun. So the hail is kind of stopping. It's now more of rain, but it's really kind of going back and forth. I'll probably hang out in here for another 5 minutes, kind of see what happens. So you can, when you look, got a little blue there, a little blue there. So I'm not predicting this is the kind of thing that's going to be here all day, but maybe here and there, back and forth. No lightning, no thunder. So when you're out here backpacking and it rains and hails, you just got to deal with it, right? All right, I think I can say goodbye to the meadow. So the hailstorm was way beyond the last pines you can see there, and the trail actually kind of weird. It actually goes way around over there. It's definitely not a straight shot. It goes that way and then follows it. So beautiful. Open. Weather, purple that way, a little better over there. So it looks like I'm just getting back into the forest now. So you do get some variety on this hike. And look, it's already kind of drying out over here. Not too bad. So the hail probably melted in about 20 minutes. So if you're just arriving here now, you'd have no idea what happened. All right, so looks like I got some forest hiking ahead of me. All right, so it's just after 12:30. I hit a good little water spot that I'm sitting at right now. You can see the trail over there. And there's weather, so I am starting to hear thunder. And looking at the clouds, it's, you know, it's kind of spotty though. That's good area for a break, so I'm drying some stuff out, or at least trying to. And the pack's pretty wet there as well, so I definitely want to get that dried out. But I'm probably about, less than 2 miles from my next sign. So my goal today was to make it to that sign and then maybe another 4 miles, and that way I get 10 more miles today. So if I can do 10 miles a day at altitude, first trip of the year, that's pretty good. But it definitely kicks your butt. But this section of the trail, Wigwam, is definitely different. The topography is different. It is flatter, it's more like a meadow, so I would say it is an easier day, but it's just nice having the water by you too. I've had 2 people pass me, and they're both fishermen, so they're actually coming here to fish, and they parked at that trailhead, so it should be a pretty cool area for that. All right. Yeah, more thunder. All right, so maybe another 5 minutes on my break, fill up with water, and time to get out of here. All right, I made it to my next sign. A little hard to read, but I'm now on Brookside McCurdy, and a little confusing because I just came from Wigwam. It's got the arrow here and here. So I will be going this direction here, and I have been to this trailhead before. So you can see backpackers now in the parking lot. So I have, last year, I think this is the area that I left from. That dirt road was pretty long. I remember it being like a 45-minute dirt road, but beautiful area. There's also car camping in the woods, so it was a nice area. But I recall last time I spent the night at 11,000 feet, so I'm definitely getting ready for some elevation gain here. I usually try not to do that, but today I've gone about 7 miles, so I'd like to go about another 3 to 4 so I can stay on my 10 mile a day average. And plus, in about a mile from here, it'll be around the halfway point, I believe. And in theory, kind of hooking back around so that my loop is heading back now toward the trailhead. So, all right, pretty area. Hopefully it will stay like this for a while, but there's a lot more clouds than there is blue. And I don't want to be at 11,000 feet if it comes in again. So, all right, time to go. Let's see what happens. Good evening. It is night 2, and I am at my campsite. Quick little 360 of it. There is water over there, but it's very difficult to get to. I've walked through it twice, found an area, and I said I'm just doing that once because it's all marshy to get to it. But you cannot walk more than 1 minute in any direction through there without deer or moose droppings everywhere. So I've actually had about a 2-hour window of no rain. I didn't think I would, but you can tell the mosquitoes are relentless. That is why I'm wearing my jacket and my pants, not because it's super cold. I am cooking my meal. It's funny, my stove is kind of chugging right there, probably because of the altitude that I'm at right here. So I'm gonna go with biscuits and gravy. I got my last beer. So I'm hoping I should be able to sneak that in. And again, when you do look over there, really yucky. Over there, not so bad. Doesn't really matter. It's just all around you all day long. But literally, of my entire hike and time outside today, this is the longest duration I've gone without getting wet. So, all right, gonna sneak in a quick dinner, get cleaned up, and probably get in my tent, and then I'll maybe do a review of the map. And it looks like I did hit my 10-mile mark today, which was my goal, so I'm off to a good start. Definitely uphill the last hour of the hike today, so this is probably gonna be the most challenging part, and I do believe it will go above 11,000 feet. So, all right, dinner's a-going. I'll check in later in the tent. Good evening. It's just past 5 o'clock, and again, I'm in my tent. And I literally wrapped up just in time when it started to drizzle a little bit, get all my stuff, get in here, but I'm definitely a lot drier today than I was yesterday. So I would say I got in with plenty of time. So agenda today was I camped right around here last night. So 0.743. I did the Wigwam Trail, and I did a little bit in there, but I got back on. So this is Lost Park here. So I've actually, last year I want to say that's where I actually parked my car and did a trail. So I'm now on Brookside McCurdy, definitely gaining elevation. And right now I'm somewhere right around in here, probably around 10.8. I did check my mileage and I'm right at about 21. So tomorrow is definitely the toughest part of the trip. It's getting on here, staying on Brookside McCurdy, but if you notice, There's 12 surrounding it, and the elevation is hitting like 11.2. So last year I actually camped out at that elevation. So my goal will be to make it out of there and get back onto the main trails, either at this intersection or here, where I'll stay on Brookside, or I'll do the Lake Park. And I believe I've done that one before. So I may try something different, kind of the gist of the trip. So I made my mileage today. That's certainly good. When you're dealing with bad weather, you can't always count on that. So when it rains, you definitely want to bring your Kindle. So I'll probably read for a couple hours. Probably lights out about 8 p.m. Get another good night's sleep. So second day of backpacking for 2021. And I guess it would be my first day of a back-to-back day. So I would say I'm feeling it, but not horrific. But tomorrow is going to be the really tough, challenging day. So I guess that's really going to kind of show how I feel. So I'll check in with you in the morning, and I'm expecting another rainy night. Good morning. It is day 3. A definite cold and wet morning, kind of like the others. Just made coffee. Probably see my breath. Had to touch 32 last night. I had water beads that were kind of frozen on my tent fly, which I just hung up about 30 seconds ago. That thing is sopping wet. Tent itself is pretty good, except for I was just taking the fly off. So I'm hoping to take a half-hour eat. So I got my muffin bomb going again. I'll clean everything up. Fresh clothes, except I'll wear the same sun hoodie today. I only brought the one pair of pants, but otherwise everything is fresh and good. So I don't think I'm going to get any direct light over here. My face is in it now, but we'll see what we can do. So today is the tough day of the journey. I'll be hitting 11,000 feet for quite a while. Kind of like the other days. Look at that. Bluebird looks great. And then about 2 hours it will change. So, all right, I'll check in once camp is packed up and I'm on the trail. All right, I just packed up camp. The sun is finally starting to come out through here, but not quite in the campground yet. Did my site survey. And here's an example. Again, you just walk around this whole place. It's covered in deer and moose tracks. I've had 2 groups go by so far. Don't know if they were starting today or camping, but hopefully it'll be a good start to the day, but obviously a wet one. All right, so now the trail has the meadow on the left and it's about to disappear. So I'm now, you can see that peak up there, approaching that area up there. Bison, buffalo, I have a map, I just don't recall it. I think it's bison. That's like the high point. So again, I'll be approaching 11,000 feet, not too soon. And this is probably the last water. And you can see it's nice and clear. There's no more runoff in it. I think I'm okay on water, so I'm not too worried about that. But just to be safe, I'm gonna guzzle this, refill it, be good to go. So I'll take a mini break here and I'll check in once I start getting a view of the actual true elevation of the trip. All right, made it to the first intersection. So I'm gonna stay on Brookside McCurdy. Ute Creek is that way. And you look around, mosquitoes everywhere. They're literally keeping pace with me. I just took my head knot off about 20 minutes ago. If it gets stays like this, I'm going to go ahead and put it back on. So again, Brookside McCurdy, that away, up that big boy. All right, still heading up the initial descent, about 45 minutes into it. Here's the trail. That could be false. A great vista. You can see snow way out there as well. And even a road. So the meadow just over there below the pine tree. So definitely good elevation. Kind of been going this way and now coming back to where I am. But even the incline of this mountain here, that's pretty steep. So there's not a lot of trees here. So I'm also approaching where the trees will be disappearing. But all right, hopefully in 20 minutes, if that's not false, I'll be up there. All right, I made the summit. And the clouds behind me are coming toward me that are purple. So definitely a pretty area. So again, it is exposed. So once you're up here, you're up here. That view is awesome. So you got to earn that. I think that might be the ski resorts. All right, so I'm heading in this direction. So I'm going to probably try to get another 20 minutes of walking and then find a spot for my first break. All right, so I just made it to the sign as it's starting to rain, so I'm probably going to go ahead and take this all off, put all my rain gear on just to be safe. Pretty thick right now, but this is my goal, was to make it by this sign, then start looking for a site. So I have to see what the rain does, but as I'm talking to you, it's getting worse, so time to get suited up. All right, I'm at the next signpost, trying to dry out. The sun's out for a little bit, so I just took some stuff off. So I'm going to go to the Lake Park Trail, which looks like it's not a great looking trail, but uphill. And then literally within a couple miles, not even, I'll even say 1 mile, I'll be looking for a site. The other option would be to go down. I think I've done this one before, so I want to try something new and stick to my itinerary. And I'll be honest, I thought I took a wrong turn not too long ago. So this entire trail, I've been like, all right, I need that trail junction sign. So I'm definitely glad that that is there. So, all right, Lake Park, next destination. Shocker, it's raining again, actually hailing. So you might see some of the little pellets out there. I just started to shake the tent up and down when it started to come down, so I threw everything in here right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up, but you can see, raining again, day number 3. Good evening, I'm in my tent, which is a makeshift laundromat. So you attempt to dry stuff, but the air is so damp, it doesn't really dry, but it's better than nothing. My bag is even a little wet. So here is my map. So again, today, Brookside McCurdy. Took a wrong turn here, but now I'm on Lake Park, so I'm probably somewhere right around here. So I'm guesstimating tomorrow, I got about 9 miles to get out. So it'll be a good quality day. Today was by far the toughest day, the most climbing. It was constant up and down, so I didn't get the most miles today, but definitely the toughest. So dinner, I'm gonna go to an energy bar, and I'm actually catching rainwater right there. This is a dry camp, there is none, but I know once I descend, I will get some. And I'll actually show you a picture of it tomorrow. It's a cool little camp. It's the only flat spot. There's a huge hill. I just came up, and all I wanted was a flat spot. I saw it and said, it's mine. And then about 7-8 minutes later, it started raining. All right, I'll see you in the morning. All right, so it's about 7:15 in the morning. The wind is actually cold at night, funneling up from here, but it's kind of drying all my stuff out. So my tent today, for the first time, is actually dry. I just had neighbors over there that just started to leave. Very noisy. They spent a half hour going through that trail, here, everywhere, trying to find a spot, and finally they picked one over there last night. So, all right, so good spot. This is at the very top of the latest climb of the day. So I literally, it was raining, said, here it is, not picky at all. Awesome far distance view. The sun is hitting over there, probably won't hit in here until I get ready to leave. So I have 9 miles today to make it back to the trailhead. So hopefully good hike, get back there, no problem. Had breakfast today, was cereal, nice and simple, so I'm trying to get out of here. And I think I'm gonna forgo the coffee and just get on the trail. My water is that 1 bottle right there. That is all I have left, so I was conserving it. So there should be at the end of this hill, a little further, water supply, just so I can make it through the rest of the day. So I'll check in once I get moving on the trail. Don't be fooled by the terrain out here. It's definitely up and down, so I'm now going down, but I've already had 2 ups today. Now it's my second down, but nice view. I believe I'm going in that direction. So the overall profile today is downhill from about 10.5 to 8.6, but there's definitely ups and downs. This is definitely not a gentle escalator ride down. Once I get my first water stop, I'm definitely going to take a break. I'm starting to get thirsty. I'm down to my last water. I conserved it this morning as well. So, all right, beautiful view. And maybe now that I'm leaving, the weather will stay nice. All right, time to find some water. All right, still making my way down a good sized hill on the mountain here. So this direction here, but kind of a good through the cruise vista. That is a road down there of something. So hopefully everything is going all right, on the right path. And again, as of this morning, this is the only one I haven't hit a trail junction, but I'm hoping to get water in about a half hour. All right, last major trail intersection. Still haven't found water yet, so that'll obviously be my next stop. But I just came from Lake Park, and I'm now going to Hankins Pass Trail. And the way I'm going is I will be going left that way. And I'm going to double check my map because you could easily make a mistake and be on the trail, but just going in the wrong direction. I'm not planning on doing that today. But otherwise, a true bluebird day today. Excellent weather. So hopefully that will prevail for the rest of the hike. Very pleasant hiking here. I actually like a little bit of the shade and the sun. You can see the Indian paintbrushes are popping. There's definitely color in here. Pretty dense. And plenty of steps and bumps. Very pleasant hiking. First wildlife, grouse. Well, by the time you get the camera on, they kind of disappear. There's one right there. I think there was 4 of them. Yeah, I can see them on the log. 1, 2, 3. All right, well, that's it for wildlife on the trip. All right, starting to get dark out. I don't know if I'm going to beat the rain. See the purple cloud. Probably had about a dozen water crossings. Some have rocks, some have logs. I'm at the point now, my hike, the cold water just feels good. So if I was beginning my hike, going the other direction with a lot of miles, I would not do that. When your socks get wet, you can get blisters, but right now, I've got to be within 2 miles of the exit point, so I'm all right doing it. And I do want to get ahead of all that right there. All right, so this is the last sign of the trip. So I will be going up over there. A big group just passed me as well. So I'll probably sign off here for the trip, but it was an awesome trip. Definitely very challenging. So I've done the routes this time. Again, it was counterclockwise. So don't let the mileage fool you. The first 3 miles either way, relatively easy. There's running water. Mosquitoes were awful. Spray your clothing with, I believe it's called Promethean. I did most of mine except my leggings. I forgot. So guess what? I got scorched on my calves on both legs. I put bug spray on today. So happy 4th of July, everyone. And thanks for watching my video.